Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another Rebelscum.com video review. And today we have another Micro Galaxy Squadron review featuring the Mandalorian Gauntlet fighter. Now, we talked about this with Jazwares in person when they were showing this piece off at some conventions last year. And I was like, hey, you know, the Gauntlet's a little bit on the small side. And they were like, yeah, we know. The Gauntlet is supposed to be way huger, and hopefully that means maybe we'll get an updated Gauntlet in the future, but they are aware that the Gauntlet isn't quite accurate to size. It is supposed to be much larger. Now, granted, it's not like it's exceptionally tiny, but it is supposed to be at least twice as big as this. At least twice as big. However, it looks awesome. It looks really awesome. We get a little Bo Katan figure with it. On the back, it showcases some of the features. And yes, the wings do rotate and spin. Very awesome. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is the Gauntlet fighter out of the box. It looks awesome. The design of it is very nice with lots of awesome textures and paneling. Like I said, the wings do spin. Now, the way you do that is it's just really this front section that rotates, not the whole front and rear section. So what you can do is take that and rotate it all the way around like so. And for when it's landing, you can rotate the wings straight up and extend that little bit of landing gear right there at the bottom. And there is your Gauntlet fighter all landed. Again, it looks awesome, but about half the size it should be to be in scale with the rest of Micro Galaxy Squadron, which is very strange to me, because Jazwares has done such an awesome job with this line overall, especially with scaling ships together side by side, and they are doing larger ships such as the Falcon, which this would be roughly the size of the Millennium Falcon, believe it or not. And since they're willing to do ships that size, it's weird that they didn't do the Gauntlet to its proper size. So hopefully, like I said, we get an updated version of the Gauntlet where it's properly scaled. Who knows? But if Jazwares announces such an update to the Gauntlet, you'll know when we know. Now, to put your figure inside, you just open the cockpit section right there. Another big inaccuracy of this piece. This is not a one-seater. The Gauntlet fighter is more closer to a shuttle than it is a fighter. It is a large troop-carrying vehicle. There's supposed to be a big bay right down here that's supposed to open up and deploy several Mandalorian troops right out of the bottom of this vehicle, and there's definitely not enough space on that. There's supposed to be a whole hatch on the back of this bad boy right here. So when I say this thing is way too small, it is way too small. I do, however, like I said, all of the paneling detail and small, finer details on this piece, especially the thrusters on the back of the wings. Those look very, very good. And before I forget, here is our tiny Bo Katan figure in her own personal little bubble. She is 5 POA. She has very little articulation, arms up at the shoulders, legs down at the waist, and unlike Boba Fett, her jetpack is not removable. And like I said, you can just take your bow, take your Gauntlet, put her in the seat, close the hatch, and you're good to go. Overall, again, a pretty impressive ship and a pretty impressive model of that. The details on this look really good. It's just too small. I know I sound like a broken record here, but it is really and truly too small. Now, part of me wonders if there was maybe some confusion in the office at Jazwares where maybe they were looking at the Fang Fighter and looking at the Gauntlet, and maybe size-wise somebody had just looked at the Fang Fighter and went, okay, it needs to be like this, and that's why they designed it this way. Because the way this one is designed is more like the Mandalorian Fang Fighter, which is a small one-man fighter version of the Gauntlet. They are very, very similar in design. That makes more sense to me. That makes a lot more sense to me if this was confusingly mixed with a Fang Fighter. Accidents happen, and that could very well be it. Or they just chose to make it this scale on purpose. I don't know. I don't work for Jazwares. I know, big shocker there. I don't work for Jazwares, so I don't have all the answers there. But next time I talk to them, I'll ask them about it, and maybe we can get that on camera for you guys, where we can talk about their design process on ships and such. I think that'd be very cool, don't you? Well, if so, stay tuned. We'll see what we can do, and we'll try and get that content for you. So make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on social media so you don't miss cool content like that or reviews of Micro Galaxy Squadron in the future. Check the website daily because there's always new content on Rebelscum.com every single day. And we're talking about doing Micro Galaxy on Collector's Oracle maybe at some point. So make sure you sign up for Collector's Oracle today so you can start managing your collection like a pro. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.